All right, in this video, we're going to talk about the power of visualization and how it can help you heal faster and more confidently, dealing with injuries or whether that's chronic pain. If you've ever had an injury and you're afraid to move afterwards, you feel like your body might betray you the second you try something new. Even something as small as putting on socks can feel like a massive effort. I know this was especially true for me after hip surgery. And we certainly know that recovery is physical, but something that might surprise you is that it's as much about retraining your brain as it is about the physical side. And the good news is the more you practice visualizing, the more you can use it and the better you get at it. And you can even try it before you even start moving.
I want you to visualize and then attack.
What's the matter with you, boy? You too stupid to do what your coach tells you? No!
So you might be thinking, oh, sweet, another person just telling me to be positive after an injury, stay positive, stay upbeat and optimistic. No, that's annoying.
Oh my God, I don't care!
Been there, I've had that. That's not what this is. This isn't just about wishful thinking. It's about using the right kind of visualization to make your brain and body work together and be on the same page again. We'll dive into the various options here that can help you do that. All right, first we'll dive into why this matters. So the real problem. The thing is that even after your body starts healing or is fully healed, your brain remembers the pain and the setbacks and the frustrations and especially the fear that is associated with the injury or the chronic pain.
It's not good. It doesn't look good.
What do you mean it doesn't look good? It doesn't get to look any better than that.
And it can hold you back even when you're physically capable of moving again and ready to start doing various activities. This is why you always hear about high-end athletes using mental rehearsal and visualization. It really helps them come back from that injury faster and with more confidence. And this obviously isn't just for elite athletes. It's really for anyone dealing with an injury or chronic pain and is motivated to get back on their feet and keep doing what they enjoy doing. You just have to pick the right kind of visualization for your situation and to identify what exactly is holding you back. So we'll discuss choosing the right approach moving forward. With choosing the right approach, we'll quickly touch on why visualization works and really the science behind it. So before diving into the various approaches, we'll briefly talk about the research. So your brain really doesn't fully understand the difference between real movement and imagined movement. I know that sounds completely crazy, but if you ever had a dream where you're running, jumping, or especially falling, it feels completely real. And that's because when you picture yourself moving, the brain fires up those same neural pathways of when you're actually doing it, which is pretty interesting and pretty crazy. And studies have really shown that mental rehearsal can really strengthen those neural pathways, making movements feel much more natural when you actually try them and attempt them in real life. And these have been used across stroke rehab, ACL recovery, even chronic pain treatment, and it can certainly work for you as well. And we'll talk about how to actually use mental rehearsal and to choose the right approach for your situation, because not all visualization is the same. You want to pick the right approach for your situation. So here's how to actually choose what works for you. So for option one, if you're afraid to move or certain movements give you pause, you want to try what's called motor imagery. So fear after an injury or fear of re-injury is completely normal. I've definitely been there numerous times and still occasionally there with some chronic low back issues. So even when the doctor or therapist says you're good to go, you can start doing things again, your brain might tell you to kind of pump the brakes or get that kind of uneasy feeling that you might have in your stomach. That's because the brain remembers that pain and wants to keep you safe, even if that means overreacting.
Don't worry. I'm not gonna do what you all think I'm gonna do, which is just flip out!
What motor imagery does is it really helps your brain break that fear loop by letting your brain practice that movement in a safe setting before you actually do it. That may sound like nonsense, but it's actually incredibly helpful. So inside of option one, motor imagery, there's 5 different steps you could take. So step 1 is pick a movement that feels scary to you. So don't just picture yourself getting better per se. It's a little too vague. You want to pick something that's very specific, or some movement that gives you pause or hesitation, standing up, stepping off a curb after knee surgery, shifting weight, reaching overhead. For me, in my low back injury, it was very much picking up something heavy off the ground, bending over, or getting back into squats at the gym. Because I had flare-ups doing these activities, they brought me a lot of pause, fear, and hesitation to repeat them.
Nope.
So step 2 is to just close your eyes and relax. Find a quiet spot, take a few deep breaths, relax your shoulders. If you're tense, your brain is really going to associate that tension with the movement and the fear instead of relaxation and envisioning a smooth movement. So take a few deep breaths to relax into it. You can maybe try box breathing, which is inhaling for 4 seconds, holding for 4 seconds, and then exhaling for 4 seconds, and trying that for a few cycles. That can definitely help you ease a little bit of tension and relax into the exercise. So step 3 is to picture yourself doing it smoothly. Now see the movement through your own eyes, not like a movie, and imagine yourself doing it freely, without hesitation, without stiffness. You feel your muscles activate, you shift your weight, and your balance stays solid. If fear creeps in, just reset and start over. So for step 4 is really to try and make it feel as real and specific as possible. So for example, what does the ground feel like under your feet? Is it warm, cold, sturdy? Is your breathing steady or is it intermittent? Are you feeling strong and confident?
Totem, spirit, fox. Please, God. God, don't let me embarrass myself in front of Denise.
Really, the more detail, the better. This is where your brain is really saying, hey, we've done this before, it's safe. So really try and envision as much detail as possible and make it as real as you can. And so step 5 is to repeat it a few times before you try it in real life. So spend 3 to 5 minutes visualizing it each day, especially before attempting the actual movement. The more your brain practices it, the less fear and uncertainty you will have when it's really time to try it out. So for example, after knee surgery, you might be very hesitant about stepping down stairs. So really try to visualize standing at the top, shifting your weight smoothly, feeling that foot land on the ground softly and solidly with no wobbling, gripping the handrail lightly, not necessarily a death grip, and then landing with stability and confidence. So something as specific as that, maybe a post-op knee, but the more you try it in your head, the less intimidating it will be in real life. So for option 2, if pain is overwhelming, we can try healing imagery. So we know that pain really messes with the brain, and the more that we focus on it, the worse it can feel. So your body really tenses up, your breathing gets shallow, and everything can seem a little bit more painful.
Shit.
So instead of letting the pain take over, you can try to use a visualization to shift your focus somewhere else. Kind of like when you're really pissed off and you're thinking of something and your breathing starts to get really shallow. But if you consciously take a big deep breath and exhale, it can really kind of help reset that action. So within that, step 1 is to really try and picture your body healing. So imagine blood flowing into that injured area or that chronic area, carrying oxygen and nutrients, and really envision those tissues repairing each other. And so step 2 is to try pain disassociation. Take your brain somewhere else. So if healing imagery feels a little too abstract, a little too out there, try taking your brain somewhere else, giving it a distraction or just kind of a vacation. You can just picture yourself floating in warm water, weightless, pain-free. You can imagine warm water or cooling sensations flowing over that injured area or that chronic pain area. Kind of like a shower, you can see yourself in a completely different place, whether it's lying on a beach or just feeling the sun on your skin. Something really to just take the focus off of that pain and try to be somewhere else mentally. So really just trying this technique for a few minutes or just shifting your focus for even a short period of time can really help calm that nervous system and lower tension within the body. In addition to pain disassociation, there's various pain analysis you can do, such as pain meditations, where you really dive in and really look deeply into that specific pain that you're having. For example, for me, it was low back pain, and there are certain meditations that you can try where you really analyze with specificity the pain that you're having. And there are various studies about pain meditations and how they can be helpful and to really provide extreme specificity. So almost analyzing your pain, whatever injured area that is, almost looking at it like you would a rock on Mars. So you would zoom in, pick it up, and analyze it. What color is it? What texture is it? Is it warm? Is it cold? So with your pain, is it numb, dull, sharp, achy? And really trying to visualize it, look at it in depth can really help you understand the pain and really help kind of take away the over intensity of it when you further understand it and kind of analyze that pain. So it's a little different than pain disassociation, but certain pain meditations can be very helpful in trying to understand what the sensations you are having and what they feel like, and describing them better can help for a number of different ways. And so for option 3, if you're really feeling stuck or unmotivated, you can try using emotive imagery. So recovery can feel extremely slow, and some days it really feels like nothing is improving, and that's when motivation really takes a hit. So emotive imagery really helps by reminding you why you're doing this and really trying to help invoke some of that discipline when you're losing some of that motivation throughout the grind and the monotony of the process. So step 1 within emotive imagery is really to try and picture yourself fully recovered. Think about what you miss doing most, whether it's playing with your kids, going for a run, lifting, golfing, whatever it is. Really try to see yourself doing it without hesitation and pain-free, feeling strong and confident while you do it, really trying to envision that. And step 2 is to try and switch between the first and third person perspective to really first see the movement through your own eyes, to feel that energy, ease, and comfort with the movement. And then secondly, to try and look at it from a different perspective, like a highlight reel, almost kind of zoomed out, detached, looking at it from a third person perspective. And so step 3 is really about trying to feel that emotion and not to just try and vaguely see it, to feeling the excitement of moving again and the relief of not having pain, or the confidence in trusting your body again. And really the stronger the emotional connection, the more effective this exercise will be. Obviously easier said than done, but give it a shot. And some days it's hard to visualize it or feel that emotional connection. So one tip that was really helpful for me, if you're having trouble or having a hard time picturing it, is to try and watch videos of people doing the movement that you're wanting to emulate or that you're working towards. So the brain still absorbs that information and really starts to rewire itself to do the same thing by even just watching those videos. So that's something that helped me along the way. To summarize how to make mental rehearsal work for you, 1 is really to pick the right method and the right approach for what's holding you back, whether it's fear or pain or motivation. Really try and pick the approach that's best for you with what's bothering you. 2 is to make it specific. So focus on those real specific movements, not just getting better, but the specificity really helps. And to practice it daily. So even 3 to 5 5 minutes a day can help rewire your brain and make that movement feel easier and a little less tense. So that mental rehearsal isn't just a mindset trick or a Jedi mind trick. It's a science-backed way to really help your body and brain get back on the same page and work together. With all that, recovery isn't just about your body, it's about rewiring and retraining your brain as well. And visualization is a great place to start for that. And some days it may be very difficult to visualize things or have that emotional connection within the visualization, but the more you do it, the better you'll get at it and the much more effective it will be for you. And as a challenge, you could try one of the visualization methods that works best for your situation and just see what happens. And if this was helpful, feel free to hit that subscribe button, and we'll see you in the next video.